Have you ever worked 7 years to try and achieve your goal? 7 years is crazy, right? But here's a story in the Bible of this guy named Jacob, and he saw this beautiful woman called Rachel. That was the beautiful woman he saw, and then he went to Rachel's father. Rachel's father's name was Laban, and he said, and Rachel was beautiful and well favored. Jacob loved Rachel, and he said, "I will serve these 7 years for Rachel, the younger daughter." So Jacob said, "You know what, Laban, I want your daughter's hand in marriage. I'm going to serve 7 years. I'm going to work 7 years to achieve my goal." And Jacob saw his goal. Jacob saw that he wanted to have Rachel as his wife. And then he was willing to sacrifice 7 years of his life. So I'm not sure if you've ever felt that way about something, about sacrificing 7 years of your life to reach your goal. But Jacob did it. He did it for Rachel's hand in marriage. The thing is, after 7 years, Laban gave Jacob his daughter, but he actually tricked Jacob. He gave Jacob his other daughter, his older daughter, whose name was Leah. And it's weird. He'd be like, "Oh, Jacob, yes, I told you I'd give you my daughter, but I meant Leah, not Rachel. I meant my other daughter, Leah." So he tricked Jacob. And then Jacob was, of course, he wasn't extremely happy with it. But he learned to love Rachel as well, but he still told Laban, "I still want Rachel's hand in marriage." And at the time, you can have multiple wives. So he told Laban, "Okay, I'll work. What will it take?" And Laban said, "Okay, work 7 years more for me if you want to marry Rachel." And Jacob said, "Okay, it's the first 7 years. That was an obstacle I had to get over. And now I have to work 7 more years." So 7 plus 7, all in all, Jacob worked 14 years to reach his goal. 14 years. And in the end of the story, he did end up marrying Rachel. So for him, it was worth it. For him, sacrificing 14 years of his life was worth it. So I want to ask you, have you ever wanted something so bad that you were willing to sacrifice years of your life? That you're willing to sacrifice, like Jacob was sacrificed 7 years where he didn't get anything. His prize was at the end of 7 years. Have you wanted something that bad? Have you ever had your eyes on the goal? Okay, I want to reach this goal. I'm willing to do anything to reach that goal. I'm even willing to sacrifice 7 years or even 14 years of my life to reach this goal. And in the end, it was worth it for Jacob. And what I can tell you is that if you have a goal, if you have a crazy goal, maybe it is earning 100,000, 200,000 pesos a month. Maybe it's buying a house, buying a car, sending your kid to college, coming back home to the Philippines if you're working abroad, and being able to provide for the needs and wants of your family. Maybe that's your goal. Maybe that's your crazy goal right now. And it may seem impossible, but what I can tell you is that if you want it bad enough that you're willing to sacrifice 7 or 14 years of your life, then it will be worth it. I'm not saying that you'll have to sacrifice that long, because most likely you'll be able to get it sooner if you really put your heart and soul into it. Then you will be able to achieve it sooner. But what I'm telling you is that if you have a goal that you want that bad, like how Jacob really wanted to marry Rachel. If you want something that bad, he was willing to sacrifice 7 or 14 years of his life. If you want something that bad and all you're doing the entire time is working towards achieving that goal, like Jacob just sacrificed the years of his life to achieve that goal. If you're willing to sacrifice and push and keep your eye and keep moving toward that goal, then in the end, you will be able to achieve it. You will be able to get that goal and reach that crazy dream, that crazy goal, no matter what it is. All right. So if you think, I've been working for 3 months, for 5 months, and I'm still not making progress. I'm very discouraged. I'm very disappointed. Remember the story of Jacob. He worked 14 years for him to get progress. And we've heard of stories of freelancers. John Pagulayan was working for around like two or 3 years before he saw progress. We know the story of Mike Kubos. I interviewed him recently. He, for 6 months, all he did was study English, and he was not earning anything from that. So if you want to achieve your great goal, you have to be willing to sacrifice and not give up after a few months. You have to be willing to take 7 years or 14 years, because if you want it that bad, then you will definitely be able to achieve your goal. But if you give up right away after a few months, then you're not going to be able to achieve your goal. If you keep giving up, keep trying new things, and keep giving up, you won't achieve it. So remember Jacob's story. Remember Jacob's story of how passionate he was, how much he wanted to achieve his goal, and you can achieve your goals too.